Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, a man who, while in a trance, delivered more than 14,000 documented readings. Thousands of these were dedicated to health, diagnoses, natural cures, dietary advice and guidance that wove body, mind and spirit into one single thread of healing. Nearly a century later, modern science is uncovering startling evidence that Cayce's words were not fantasy, but foresight, and his secrets, hidden in plain sight for decades, could still save lives today. This is not just history. This is about you right now and the way you care for your health. Who was Edgar Cayce? The man behind the mystery. Born in 1877 in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, Cayce's early life gave no hint of the legend he would become. He was a quiet farm boy, deeply religious, known for reading the Bible once a year from cover to cover. His work life was ordinary. He sold insurance, worked as a photographer. But one day, after losing his voice to a mysterious illness, Cayce discovered his unusual ability. While in a sleep-like trance, he diagnosed his own condition, prescribing a treatment that restored his voice. From that moment on, people sought him out. He never called himself a healer. He insisted he was simply a channel, a conduit for information that came from a higher source. What makes his story so compelling is that doctors, researchers, and skeptics alike documented his sessions. They wrote down his words, tested his advice, and often found results that defied explanation. Food as medicine, decades ahead of science. Cayce repeatedly emphasized diet, not just what you ate, but how you ate it. He warned against processed and fried foods, insisting that meals should center on fresh vegetables, fruits, and simple proteins. He cautioned against combining heavy starches with proteins, saying it disrupted digestion and stressed the body. At the time, few understood the concept of digestive efficiency. Today, research on gut health confirms that meal composition affects everything from metabolism to mood. He also spoke of alkaline and acidic balance in the body, decades before nutritionists developed theories around pH balance and its role in inflammation. Cayce's advice on limiting red meat, eating fish and poultry moderately, and prioritizing vegetables is echoed today by cardiologists and wellness experts. His phrase, "All disease begins in the gut," now aligns perfectly with microbiome studies in the 21st century. Circulation, movement, and natural therapies. To Cayce, circulation was the key to life. Blood flow, lymphatic drainage, the ability of the body to detoxify itself, all were essential. He recommended simple but powerful practices: daily walking, stretching, massage, and hydrotherapy. These weren't common in mainstream medicine of the 1920s. But today, physical therapists and sports medicine professionals swear by them. Athletes use contrast baths, alternating hot and cold water, just as Cayce advised, to reduce inflammation and improve recovery. He also suggested osteopathic adjustments and spinal health maintenance long before chiropractic and osteopathy gained legitimacy. His readings often stressed posture, flexibility, and alignment concepts that modern ergonomics and physical health campaigns also highlight. The mind-body-spirit connection. This was Cayce's boldest teaching. Long before science accepted the idea, he declared that mental and emotional health could manifest as physical illness. He linked anxiety to digestive disorders, resentment to arthritis, and chronic stress to systemic weakness. In his view, holding grudges or living in fear created blockages in the body's natural energy. His remedy? Prayer, meditation, forgiveness, and cultivating gratitude. Fast forward to today. Psychology, neurology, and medicine now acknowledge the profound impact of stress and trauma on physical health. Mindfulness meditation lowers cortisol levels. Gratitude practices improve cardiovascular outcomes. Cognitive therapies reduce chronic pain. In essence, Cayce's mystical-sounding guidance was a blueprint for holistic healing. Case studies and real lives transformed. Thousands of case files remain in the archives of the Association for Research and Enlightenment in Virginia Beach. Consider the woman bedridden with severe arthritis, who improved dramatically after following Cayce's advice of dietary changes, massage, and hot compresses. Or the child with epilepsy, whose seizures reduced after adjustments, diet regulation, and spiritual practices Cayce outlined. There are countless testimonies, people using castor oil packs for liver detox, others finding relief with steam inhalations during respiratory illness, or individuals regaining mobility through Cayce's recommended exercises. While not every case has scientific validation, the sheer volume of consistent reports has kept researchers fascinated for nearly a century. Cayce and the science of today. Here's where the story becomes undeniable. Cayce talked about inflammation before medical science understood it as the root of chronic disease. He emphasized gut health before the term microbiome existed. He recommended stress management through prayer and meditation long before mental health was recognized as a factor in physical illness. And he promoted lifestyle medicine decades before it became a trend. Today, peer-reviewed studies in leading journals confirm the importance of anti-inflammatory diets, mindfulness for healing, and integrative therapies that combine conventional medicine with holistic care. Cayce's trance readings, once mocked, now read like previews of medical textbooks written half a century later. Why this matters now. Why should you care about Edgar Cayce today? Because we live in a world drowning in chronic disease, fatigue, and stress. Because despite our advanced technology, millions still search for answers beyond prescriptions and procedures. Cayce's message that healing requires balance of body, mind, and spirit is more relevant than ever. He never told people to reject modern medicine. He urged them to embrace both the science of medicine and the wisdom of nature. His approach was integrative before that word even existed. And in the chaos of modern life, his call to slow down, eat simply, forgive, and live spiritually might be exactly what we need. So was Edgar Cayce a prophet ahead of his time? Or was he tapping into a deeper source of wisdom beyond science? Whatever the answer, his health secrets are too powerful to ignore. They invite us to look beyond quick fixes, beyond symptoms, and into the deeper causes of illness. If Cayce's words have made you pause, even for a moment, don't stop here. Subscribe to this channel to explore more hidden truths, lost wisdom, and mysteries the mainstream often overlooks. Like this video if you believe health is more than pills and procedures. And most importantly, leave a comment. Do you think Edgar Cayce's insights could still save lives today? Your voice matters, and your comment might just spark the conversation that someone out there desperately needs.